Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is Bangsar Hill Park at Bangsar. So yes, where are we? Okay, we need to get our coordinates right first. So we are basically along Lorong Marov, running parallel to Jalan Marov at the back here. You can't see, but we are actually just about 500 meters away from Bangsar village, yeah? And towards this end here, you actually can see Dataran Maybank, yeah? And there is actually the LRT station, LRT Bangsar, which is also about 500-600 meters around the curve here only, yeah? Going back to this project, Bangsar Hill Park. This is a huge project, close to 9 acres if I'm not mistaken, and it's actually redevelopment of the previous Sri Pahang flats. So they've actually demolished that flats. That flats is about 50 years old, yeah, close to 50 years old, and yeah, developed to this. It's now being developed by Sun Surya, yeah, Sun Surya. Where it's all residential only, urban resort home. So that's the concept. No commercials, no offices, purely residential, and that's perfectly fine because you've got so many offices there already, right? Why further have offices? Just pure residential, urban resort, because again it's in a city center, they want to have some resort theme to it. We currently have 2 blocks completed. This is the first phase. That's the 2 phases. And the first 2 blocks, first phase, it's codenamed Berdura. This is the second phase, which they have launched a couple of years back. So the 2 blocks are actually 62 stories at the back there. D and E, yeah, block D and E, 812 units. So it's 406 units per block, yeah. And the sizes are okay, not too small, not too big. 2 bedrooms, I think the smallest unit. Yeah, that's the one that we're going to check out. So the smallest unit is 917 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the largest is 1,478 square feet, 3 plus 1 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. So regardless of which unit, you get 2 car parks for all the units. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's head in Bangsar Hill Park. So again, still under construction because there are multiple phases. This is just the first phase that has been completed. Yeah, tower D and E. Yeah. And you've got, should be the, okay, I'm not sure how the entrance is going to work out once it's completed. For now, this is the entrance, yeah. So you've got 1 in, two in, 1 out. Yeah, this is the security guard post, visitors, residents. Okay. I'm guessing they would have a proper walkway through this, obviously, block B and C, but for now, we'll just head up this ramp. Let's go. Okay, we are walking towards the lobby. This is, by the way, the same floor as the guardhouse, but it's tagged as LG2. And again, just completed, VP in progress. But look at the cars. Yeah, you got a Volvos, you got a BM, you got a Tesla. Yeah, so decently high end. Again, this whole development. You would have got a buggy there. Yeah. And you got this nice lobby. Look at that. Yeah, so this is where you turn around to drop off. Yeah. Block E and block D. Yeah, so 2 blocks are completed. This is again the first phase. Yeah. Look at that. Nice. Heading in. Tower E, Tower D, this is the security post. VP again in progress. Yeah. Nice. Look at that. Wow. Very big and spacious, yeah. And of course, because it's covered, air conditioned, so even the car park is there. It's perfectly nice. Yeah. So you got the first level entering into the block D lobby. Meal room, and you got your 5 lifts here. Okay, very, very normal. Nothing out of the blue. Washroom. Parcel room, security room, nice. So they actually have a, can I take it? Nice. I was just about to say, I think we need this in this today's, it's big parcel room. We need this actually, this is actually very important because you don't want to mess up this mail room. But that being said, of course, you need a lot of compliance, right? Hopefully they'll be able to enforce that. Let's head up to the unit that we're going to review. It's, I'll call it part of the lower floors because it's only level 16. Yeah, and the lift itself is quite nice. They're quite big, spacious. Yeah, look at that.
Going up.
Yeah. So you just tag, level 16, auto activates, and you're heading up. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 16th floor. So there are a total of 5 lifts per floor, including 1 lift bomba. And it's rather unique. The layout is actually a squarish shape, the building. Okay, let me use this to illustrate. So yes, squarish, as I said. And you only have a total of 8 units per floor. So 2 units for each corner. A fair bit of privacy that you get. Essentially, side by side, each unit. And on top of that, you have airwells, a total of 4 airwells. So each unit is beside an airwell. You get a fair bit of natural light coming in. Yeah, so much more premium than your normal condo as far as the layout is concerned. So this corner here, you got 2 units again. That door there leads to the refuse room. And you got these huge doors here, a bit unsightly, but this is for the TNB meter. So yeah, 2 units for each corner. That unit there doesn't have a foyer. That's interesting. No landing area. But other than that, 2 units per corner. Okay, let's head to the unit to review. Let's go. Okay, this is the unit that we are going to review. This is a type B2, 917 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So it's quite big for this area here, for 917 square feet, and that's because it only has 2 bedrooms. Some will fit in 3. Very, very nice space for you to do your shoe cabinet. And of course, as usual, you have your fire-rated door. Stepping in. This door looks bigger than normal somehow for this door. I don't think it's a normal size. It looks slightly wider than normal, but nevertheless very, very nice. And this looks like real wood veneer, by the way. Yeah, based on the grains. DB is up there. This is the kitchen. Wet and dry, the door to your yard. So all units come with this furnishing, kitchen cabinets, solid surface, Sorrento, looks good, Electrolux, hood and hob, yeah, and this is using the exhaust type, so it's good, they do not circulate back into the unit. Some they use charcoal type, you circulate it back in, right? Usually those are not very very efficient. You always get that smoky smell still, no matter how you filter it, right? So it basically goes up, and actually there's a exit. Let me show you from the yard. So this is the yard. Nice. So it's bright, right? You will notice you can do racks or some storage. Yeah. You have a washer dryer. So not sure if you can see. So yeah, you can see that. So basically that's the exit. Yeah. Where you throw out the fumes from the exhaust of the hob, of the hood. Sorry. Yeah, the hood and hob. Nice. So it's quite big, very unique layout. You have your room here immediately. You don't look all the way out. So they offset it a bit. Your kitchen, your dining, and your living is there. And because of the layout of this building, right, where you have 8 units per floor, and you basically have an air well, sort of, yeah. So at the side here, they maximize it, they do a window. And again, this window is offset with that window, so you don't look directly into that window. And with this window here, you get a fair bit of light coming in also. Of course, there's the main source of light, but you know, very rare do you have a window at the side here for a condo, right? You always enter, it's always very traditional where, you know, it's fully covered, yeah. And your light source is only from the front. With the aircon, a single aircon to power this whole place up. Nevertheless, it's a big, huge aircon. This is not even a 2 horsepower. This looks like it's an inverter, Daikin. And I strongly suggest, if you want to get aircons, right, get from Daikin. Daikin is like the, you know, the OGs, the one of the best, you know, as far as aircons is concerned. Don't forget about all those other brands, the likes of Samsung and so on. Those are, in my opinion, crappy. Yeah. Accent used to be very good, but Accent's not around. Daikin is real aircon specialist, inverter model. This is easily 2.5 horsepower, if not 3 horsepower. It's crazily big. Okay, very low, very nice. All these switches here. This is by Legrand fiber termination point. Of course, for the best fiber, get time internet fiber. I have a referral code. Use my referral code. You will get extra freebies, extra rebate actually. Yeah. Okay, nice. Time internet fiber, sort of really the undisputed champion when it comes to high-rise internet in Klang Valley. Yeah. Pure 100% fiber optic network, and they own the network, and that's the best part. So you will not have customer service issues, you know, like what Maxis Fiber is facing. Okay, big, nice doors. Yeah. Glass panels, so you get to enjoy the view. This is the upcoming phase, by the way, phase 2 or phase 3. But basically the one that we are in, block D and E are the initial phase, Verdura, and then of course they launch the second and third phase. So they'll have a total of 6 blocks, if I'm not mistaken, within this Bangsar Hill Park development. Yeah. This is Jalan Maruf. Yeah. And then you have that LRT line, the LRT line there. And this is the Kelana Jaya OG line, the first line of the LRT system in Malaysia, in KL. And you have your air cons here. You can see, huge! This is certainly not 2 horsepower, it's bigger than 2 horsepower. Yeah. Yeah, of course, all these low-rise. Predominantly always low-rise, right? This part of Bangsar. And this is only on the 16th floor. So you can imagine the view from the top, which is basically going to be triple this. You know, 60 plus stories. Now we're only at 16. Not even 1/3. So this will really be the new sort of iconic residential landmark of Bangsar. Okay. This is the shared bathroom. Sorrento. Rainwater shower with a Rubin water heater. Nice. This is by Bravat. Guest room. All these are engineered timber flooring. Yeah, so essentially it's a veneer layer of solid wood on top, and at the bottom, of course, to make it resilient and solid, they basically use for the core, what we call the one beneath, we use layers of either HDF or plywood. So this is engineered timber flooring. So you get the surface, you get the real stuff, and the bottom, they use instead of wasting solid wood, right? They use a core made of plywood or HDF. Decently nice view also. So again, here, this location, you're so close to so many stuff. Bangsar village is in that direction. Yeah, again, it's only 500 meters, 600 meters. That's only like 7 minutes walk. And if you hit here, you can reach the Bangsar LRT station in about 700 meters, less than 10 minutes. Yeah. And from that station, right, you take one station towards KLCC, you reach KL Central, which is the transportation hub. Okay, this is the master. Nice. So immediately you see that huge window panels, almost wall to wall, lots of light coming in. Very, very grand. Let's check out the bathroom first. So the bathroom, okay, what I like about the bathroom, right, is even though it's only 900 square feet, right, they fit in a bathtub for you. Yeah. So emphasizing the level of luxury. You got a tabletop. Yeah, cooler. My gosh, it's not even Sorrento, right? Cooler. I don't think so. The other one was cooler though. Yeah, right? I think it was Sorrento. So cooler. Now, Kohler is the jersey sponsors for Manchester United a couple of years back. It's Kohler. Oh, it's good stuff, man. For your WC. Of course, you got a nice mirror here. And this side is a bit dark, but I think you can still see. This is a decent camera. This is shower area. And again, you got this, similar to the other common bathroom, you got this vent, yeah, to help on the circulation so it does not keep on damping. The moment you turn on your lights, this thing also will work, yeah, to help circulate. And of course, rain shower, yeah, with a built-in water heater, yeah. Bravat, I can't see, but this is Bravat. They even have this QR code here. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, look at the build. Yeah, solid. Nice. Okay, so yes, that's about it. That's the review of this particular unit. If you are interested to buy this unit is for sale, exclusively marketed by the agents Sophia and Zeno. Reach out to them. Their number and contacts is in the description. They also specialize for this area here. So yes, if you want to buy other units, rent, or you have an owner, you want to sell your unit, you want to rent out your unit, do reach out to Zeno and Sophia. Now that we're finished reviewing this unit, let's head up first, or should I head down to check out the facilities? This is on level 6. Let's go. Stepping off the lift, we are on the 58th floor. So this is the rooftop. Nice. So you can see D and E because both of the blocks are connected. Yeah. So the other end is basically the water tank, so you don't have much there. And immediately at this height, right, you get that aura, that sense of calmness. Again, this is 62 stories. This is the highest, yeah, in this area here, Bangsar. Look at that. Okay, there are other people here, but yes, immediately you get that sense of calmness. I'm so tempted to step on this grass here and just to shoot slightly further, but yeah, I think there are people here, not that appropriate. But yes, so nice, so calm. Yeah, crazy. Okay, there are people there. There's a viewing deck there. I will want to check that viewing deck. But let me maybe just check out this part here first. Let's cross to the other side. So this is a small connecting bridge. And this part here, if you notice, right, this is a cantilever. Yeah, essentially it protrudes out horizontally. There's nothing support the bottom, if you notice. Let me show. Yeah. So cantilever deck. Nice. Okay, here you might not feel it, but this is just protruding out. You have nothing underneath actually. Yeah. So if you sit down, okay, anyway, it's a nice view. Yeah. If I were to summarize, you know, if you were at the 16th floor, you can still hear the streets, the cars, you know, the construction at this level. The view is just superb all around. The other side is even nicer. There's a viewing deck there. We'll go there shortly. But yes, this is Bangsar for you, right? Predominantly all low rise. That is Bangsar village. Yeah, you got your mosque there. Yeah. Just lost for words. Yeah. This height here. KL Eco City. So KL Eco City is only one station away. Abdullah Kukum. Yeah, you think about it. I was mentioning KL Central in one direction. Down there is Abdullah Hukum in the other direction. And from Abdullah Hukum, of course, you can cross over to Gardens, you can cross over to Mid Valley. Yeah, TM Tower. Some sitting area, lounge. Okay, let's cross over back to that direction. Yeah, I'll just skip this part and go directly to the viewing deck. Okay, this is the viewing deck. What's so special about this viewing deck is because it has an extremely nice. Oh, it's a bit foggy today. Otherwise, can clearly see all the majestic 4 towers, right, of Malaysia. You got Merdeka 118, TNB. Sorry, TNB. What am I talking about? TRX. I'm talking about TNB because I just submitted my TNB application recently to change the tariff from the new tariff. There's a time of usage tariff, you know, where they actually charge you based on the time allocated. Your usage, there's off-peak, peak. Anyway, TRX, not TNB. Of course, KLCC, and then KL Tower. Yeah. And again, look at all this low rise. Yeah, this is much more lower density. You can see here, far and few in between, all really high. This is a very unique structure. This is likely one of the what I would say is the royalties' residence. Yeah, so the Istana of one of the states. Very iconic, you know, this one. It reminds me of the Johor. Johor is a similar structure, so very well known, besides the Royal Palace. Yeah. But yeah, look at that. 62 stories. Everything else is lower. Yeah. UOA, Dataran Maybank, that should be Alila. Way lower. This is the king. This is the new undisputed king. 62 stories. Okay, let's head back to the final part there. A little bit facilities on Tower E, and then we'll head down to the main facilities floor. Okay, Tower E, this is the part where you enter back into the lift lobby. BBQ area. You don't see any pits here, so probably some mobile pit that they're going to use. And you got this elevator area because you got not one, not two, but 3 whirlpools. Yeah, look at that. It's turning in a circle, so you can soak here while enjoying the skyline. Yeah. Nice. 3. 1, 2, 3. How awesome is that? Of course, you got some changing rooms here, very normal changing rooms, toilet. So I'm not going to go into it. And yes, that's about it. Let's head down to the main facilities floor on level 6. Let's go. Stepping off the lift, we are on the main facilities floor, level 6. So a lot to explore on this floor. And yes, just completed. So handover is in progress right now. If I'm not mistaken, they started handover sometime late last month, June. So still very early in this stage. You can see lots of people there handing over the keys. Multi-purpose hall. Management office is here. Okay, not much management office. I'm just going to leave it out. Double volume. And what you're going to have here, okay, this is extremely nice. I like this part, the way it's done, right? So you've got the swimming pool. The shape is extremely nice. The way they've carved it out. And here, you basically have your kids' wading pool. Yeah. So it's separated from your main pool. Yeah. Very nice, unique shape. This is your main swimming pool. And on top there, from the top, that is the spa. Yeah. BBQ area. So a lot of seating. Huge space here. Yeah. More than enough for you to host a party. You have 2 BBQ pits here. So besides the one up there, you also have a BBQ pit here. And by the way, it's going to be connected to the upcoming phases. This is the upcoming phases. Once they remove this, you can essentially walk over. Of course, they will have their own facilities also. They'll add more facilities to this entire Bangsar Hill Park. Okay, so these flats that you see here, right? I'm not sure will this be part of the redevelopment. But that is basically Sri Pahang flats, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And again, this whole place, right? These flats are really the OGs of this whole Bangsar. It came up in the late 70s to 80s. Yeah. And now the whole idea, to refresh it, to repackage it, to, lack for a better word, to destroy and build new stuff. This is what I was saying. I'm going to take a walk up there to show you the pool, the spa pool, and here the water coming down here, fountain-like. Nice amphitheater. I like the way the amphitheater is done. So it's multi-tiered. It goes up quite high up actually. So unlike the normal tier, the normal amphitheater where it's not so high-tiered, here you got a nice path up, and it's quite high from one stage to another stage. So you can imagine if you want to present something, you want to show something, if your audience all here, this is a true amphitheater, much more well executed amphitheater. Yeah. What else do you have? Of course, you can walk up here also if you can take up the stairs. And this is the spa pool. Yeah. Look at that. The facade is so nice. Now up front, right, and you look at the facade, yeah, how they've added all this to really give you that high, not just high end, but very resort type of feel, yeah, that they've added to the facade. And you realize all the glass facade facing out with this strip that is curved around, adding some profile to the building. Yeah. What do you think so far? I don't know, it's awesome lah. Okay. Okay, kids playground. I think the only thing that people will make noise would be the flats, and what's the condition of the flats. Will it be removed since they're rebuilding this whole place, right? Okay, that's for me to find out. Kids pool. So you got another kids pool here. Interesting. Besides the wading pool, you have another kids pool here. You got the kids playground. Yeah. So very simple kids playground. But this is not all. You got more impressive stuff when it comes to the kids. You got a nice kids world. This is nice. Okay, to make up for the rather simple outdoor kids one, you got this kids. Look at that. Okay? So you got this kids one. Yeah. Look at that. Air conditioned. Very, very nice. Ooh, kids bathroom. Okay. Look at that. This is the whiteboard sort of. Oh, lovely. Is this kid size? Yes, it is. It's slightly smaller than normal. Yeah, nice. Boys, girls. Even the sink is so cute. Look at that. Ooh, this is even a smaller one. This is for really small one. Yeah, you got really small kids one. You got okay, these two are real small kids one. But that is slightly bigger. But still not the normal size, I feel. Still slightly smaller, interesting. Yeah. So yes, very, very nice. Yeah. You can go up there, you can come down, you got a cargo net, tables and chairs, lacking some toys. I'm not sure if they will put in some toys, but if you do put in some toys, whew, perfect. Tower E. So we've crossed over again to Tower E, and it's all again shared, right? All these facilities are shared between all the 4 blocks. There are 2 more blocks upcoming. That's the, I forgot what's the name, but B and C under construction. Relaxing lounge. Okay. Female sauna and steam. Yoga room, classroom. Phew. I guess this is actually very interesting. Why I say interesting is you actually have a sauna and steam room in the middle of nowhere in this. I mean so the standard is always to have it, okay, it's rather small, but nevertheless still very nice for them to provide this steam and sauna room. And of course here you have a shower, but usually the steam and sauna is always in a bathroom type of setting, right? You don't have it like in a, I don't know what you call this. It's a bit interesting. Yeah, directly out from, okay, yeah, I don't have the right words. Heading up is the gym. So the gym is rather interesting how they integrate all this together. Yeah. Besides the gym, I think there's another space there for yoga or dance studio. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Yoga room. Lockers. So this is 6M mezzanine. If I'm not mistaken, you can take the, is there a lift? I think there's a lift. Yeah, there should be a lift that heads down. Back to level 6. So essentially, mostly everything is on level 6, except for this one, it's a 6 mezzanine. Yeah. And okay, let's skip this part. Let's head back out of this structure. Okay, stepping out of this relaxing lounge. So you've got a half-court indoor basketball court. Flashlights, of course, provided because it's part of this area here. It's a little bit dark, but you've got flashlights. So it's okay. What else do you have? I think we've mostly seen all this. Okay, except for the games room. Kids World badminton court. Oh, okay. We are missing that. This is the surau. Nice. So trying to integrate all these water lilies They're trying to integrate outdoor with indoor, very, very nature-like. Quick glance at the surround room. Double volume. So that's nice. And of course, they have an aircon. Tempat wuduk is in there. Usually tempat wuduk is at the entrance, right? You know, you have to wash yourself before you step in. But that's interesting. By the way, if I said anything wrong about the tempat wuduk and the surau, sorry in advance. I'm just trying to learn. Anyone can correct me, but I think it should be in front usually before we enter. Some people put the tempat wuduk outside the surau itself. Yeah, feel free to correct me and apologize again if it's wrong. Nice big field, but this is not the carpet grass type. This is sort of a cow grass, you know, so it will grow over time. You need to trim and maintain it. You have your games room here. So the games room, nice. It has pool, foosball, and electronic dart. Yeah, and you got a table there to sit. Okay, let me just power it up. And going back into Tower E. Where's the badminton court? Am I missing something? Cafe, mini market, event lounge. There's so much more to check out. But some of it again could be part of the new phase. So the new phase is really connected, right? It's physically connected, same facilities, but they've just put up you know, all these obstructions there to prevent you from going over. Yeah. Okay, I think we are really towards the end of it already. Got a number of hammocks there, swings. This is really nice. Yeah. You know, of course, all these are the water. There's biofiltration. Water is moving, so you don't have stagnant water to prevent any ADs. So yeah, if you notice, right, they just remove this, right, you can basically just walk over to the other side. And then there, if you're hoarding, that's the other phase coming up. Cafe. This is not going to be easy. Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, don't put too much hope in this. It's just a small place, really. I don't think so it's feasible to do business. A cafe. Mini market, yes. I think mini market usually can survive. Yeah. Laundry, this is supposed to be the laundry room. They're using it for storage. Mini market, study room. This study room also looks like it's currently used for VP. Mini market can survive. Usually it does. Okay. So yes, that's about it. What do you think about this unit here? This property here, Bangsar Hill Park. This is, I think, the first property review that I'm doing of a redevelopment. Yeah. So again, to recap, they basically tore down the old Sri Pahang flats, which have been around for 40, 50 years old. Yeah. And then come up this Bangsar Hill Park, very, very strategically located. Bangsar, you're so close to the LRT station. Again, that's 500 meters. Yeah, 600 meters. And then that same line, right, you can go to KL Central, one station away. You also can go to opposite direction, one station away, one station, not even 2, 3 stations. One station to Mid Valley, to Gardens, to KL Eco City. Yeah. Oh, okay, badminton court. I think, yeah, that's the final one that I have to show. Sorry, going back to what I was saying. Bangsar, very, very strategically located. Walking distance, Bangsar village. You drive up slightly further, you have Bangsar Shopping Centre. This is badminton court. No, this is not a badminton court. This is a pickleball court. Is it? Okay, I haven't played pickleball, unfortunately, I'm not up to date. This is too low. Oh, you can adjust. Wow, 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 wow. So basically, okay, now I get it. You want to make it a badminton court, you can make it higher, I think. And otherwise, it is a pickleball. So obviously, when they launched this development 4 years ago, this was launched back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4 years, yeah, completed delivery 4 years. Or 2020 or 2021, I think it's 2021. Yeah, during COVID era. Of course, pickleball wasn't a thing, but kudos to them. I like, again, how they have transformed, or, adapted this to suit current needs. Anyway, yes, very, very nice place, Bangsar Hill Park. If you're interested to get this unit, this particular unit that I showed is exclusively marketed by this pair of Sophia and Zeno. Their name and contacts is below in the description. Or if you're interested in any other units here, they also have others. Or if you are an owner, you need again help to buy, to rent out or to sell, do reach out to them, okay? And thank you, of course. If you like this video or if you know anybody who's interested, feel free to share it with them. Smash the like button, yes, help me grow the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!